simple. It's inhale, hold, exhale. Okay. With closed eyes, and it's okay if you have your glasses and your contacts, the way your eyes are is perfectly fine. With closed eyes, inhale through the eye, through the lids, through the eye muscles. Now hold breath, open eyes looking straight up at 12 o'clock or sky. And as you exhale, reach with your eyes out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, straight down at 6, 7, 8, straight left at 9, 10, 11, 12. And then just close eyes. So you know there is a 12 count exhale. This will be using the positions of clock. Sometimes when we've done this, we've held our breath. I want to use these eye motions in conjunction with exhale today. So we'll do this again in clockwise fashion. Eyes closed, inhale. Hold for just a moment, look straight up. So opening eyes, look straight up at 12 and begin exhale as we reach out at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And just close eyes, inhale again. So there is a muscular reaching that I enact as I circle my eyes around. We'll do another clockwise, and just take note if there's any areas in this clockwise, kind of the corners of our room, where your vision comes out of focus or comes into focus or skips through. So here's one more clockwise. Inhale through closed eyelids, letting that breath move all the way to the back of the eyeball, the back of the brain, and the optic nerve. Hold for just a moment. Eyes open, look straight up at 12, and exhale through the clock positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Close eyes. All right, now just for fun, we're going to do 3 rounds moving counterclockwise with sound. So there's a sound visual. Inhale through the eyeball, the eyelid. Hold just for a moment. Opening eyes, look straight up at 12, and we'll sound through 11, 9, 6, 3. Close eyes. Take a few deep breaths. So visual plus sound, counterclockwise. We'll do 2 more rounds on our own. How fun is this? And in between rounds, I'm just allowing myself to take some breaths and to relax the hips, to relax areas of the body that may have subtly been grabbing at a non-typical movement or action we're performing. When you're through, switch the cross of legs. And we'll combine eye, neck with some shoulder rotations. And I want you to provide yourself with just a lot of common sense with this. So while I'll be tracing my eyes from straight 12 o'clock, straight down at 6 o'clock, it's really important that you feel no strain, nothing fuzzy or dizzying, okay? So I'm letting the passage of this eye movement highlight any little wobbles or interesting spots. So inhaling, we'll reach the arms out to the side, turning the palms up. And here I'll stretch a little bit, eyes skyward. And then exhaling, as we usually do, we'll kind of turn the thumbs down, and the eyes will kind of reach the horizon and then move straight down, somewhere where my heels, navel, maybe even sternum. So inhaling, my eyes will trace straight up. My palms turn toward the sky. And then exhaling, turn the thumbs down, internally rotating the shoulders, the arms. And with it, the eyes, the head, the neck. We're going to do a few more. Something I'm tracking is, as I'm doing this head up and head down position, we'll just keep going, is I'm using my visual end points to learn if my head and my neck start to move or free up a little bit. And if you start to feel a little dizzy or you don't like the sensation of this eye movement with the neck movement, just go more slowly or minimize the eye movement. You can keep the eyes largely on the horizon. Finishing up this last round. Exhaling is the down move. Cool. Let's set up for Dolphin. So we'll move onto our elbows and our knees. The forearms set out in parallel, toes curled under. Inhaling, let the head kind of hang down. Exhale, the knees off the ground. We'll be taking one foot to the opposite heel for a back of leg stretch. So right toes wrap around the left heel cord. Letting weight descend atop that heel bone. Connect to breath. And we'll switch sides. Set the right foot down. Use the left toes. Wrap around the right heel cord. And permit your weight to descend atop that right heel. Now, through various points through our practice, just checking in with the quietude of the eyes, the eye muscles. I just started to move them consciously. Our eyes are not entirely subject to external stimuli, but the eyes also reflect the quality of mind, the quality of and depth of contact we have with our core. So that when we get into poses that feel a little fussy, I wonder how your eyes are moving in those moments. And when we start to get really steady in our pose and in our body, I wonder what the eyes do then. So just the feeling of being in our eyes can give us some great insights into the tone and the state of our body mind. Let's set that foot down, gently set the knees down. Great. And we'll lie on back. Now, when we're doing this elbow to knee, part of why I think it's a great spine move is we're picking our head up, just like maybe babies picking their head up. And we have this moment where these deep core muscles are helping our eyes see what's on the horizon. So this is from a developmental point of view. So I'm going to ask us to look right in and right at our low belly each and every time. Okay? So let's bring the feet off the ground, knees over the hips. Now generally, most of us will just start off, we're lying on our back, and we're probably looking up at our mobile or our ceiling. I'm kidding, that was a bad joke. Okay. Inhale as you float the head and the shoulder blades up off the ground. Let those eyes start to move like as if looking right between your legs, curl tailbone. And now exhale, reach the left leg out. And with your eyes, look down at your low belly instead of the foot. Look down into the low belly and pull it down. See it move. Good. Inhale. Bend the left knee. Let the eyes come away from the abdomen. Curl tailbone. And as you exhale, straighten the right leg and track with your eyes smoothly into that area, low belly, where you pull it down, seeing the belly move. Inhale, bend the right knee. So I let my eyes kind of lift gently away from the navel on my inhale. Curl tailbone, exhale, and the left leg out reaches. Instead of following the foot, I'm going to take my eyes, and this could be eyelids open or closed. I'm going to look right into the navel, pulling that low belly down. Inhale, bend the left knee. Now this simple move might have some ramifications through the whole spine and nerves. So that's the why. That's why we're doing this. Curl tailbone. Exhale as the right leg reach out, eyes looking into the navel, pulling the low belly down. All right, let's do 3 more on each side on our own. In many of these healing and yogic and energetic arts, there's a large or significant body of instruction for what to do with the eyes. And I think it's worth noting that because by contrast, you're probably considering how there's largely an absence of what to do with the eyes in Forrest Yoga. And so today we'll just play with tracing some very soft, conscious, visual pathways. And maybe, just maybe, that starts to highlight what it is we use our eyes for, how receptive they are to information, or maybe how we're swinging them around like a lantern, just looking at this thing and throwing light and throwing our visual out over here and there. Great, looks like we're complete. Let's use our roll and we'll be working gate opener, which is those 2-part abdominals. Let's go roll between legs, legs up. Inhale into low belly and low back. And holding right here, squeeze the thing, curl tailbone, exhale. As you lift the head and the shoulder blades up, just smoothly move the eyes as if right from the toe, right between the space in your legs, right past that roll into whatever you can see. Maybe it's the low belly. Left hand to roll. Inhale, separate legs widely. Let's keep the shoulders up. I do let my eyes just relax somewhere right above the roll or maybe even the ceiling. And then exhaling, curling tailbone. As I'm exhaling, you'll notice the head and the spine, they curve a little bit more. My eyes looking right down at the low belly, pull it down. Inhale, let the head come all the way down, bring the legs together. My eyes moving smoothly, somewhere up beyond my feet is just fine. Squeeze the roll, curling tailbone, and now exhale as I lift the head up. I'm letting my it's almost like a visual paintbrush stroke. It's moving right down to the roll, beyond the roll, right into the belly, pull low belly down. Take the right hand to the roll. Inhale, separating legs. Lower the shoulders just a ½ inch. And exhaling. As the belly draws in, my eyes are converging down onto the belly. I'm not crossing my eyes, I'm just moving my eyes in just these little vertical paintbrush strokes, very smooth. Pull low belly down. Inhale, I let the eyes come up, the legs move together. Squeeze the roll. Curl tailbone. Exhale, float the head and the shoulders up. Let the eyes track very smoothly. If you need to close your eyes, close your eyes. You may be getting a very different amount of visual stimulus with this. Pull low belly down. Left hand to roll. Inhale, shoulders lower a half inch. The eyes relax away from the abdomen. Legs apart. Exhale, curling low belly. Eyes move smoothly downward toward the navel, pulling low belly down. Inhale, legs together, the eyes lift smoothly away from the roll, head is on the ground. Squeeze the thing, curl tailbone, exhale. As you float the head and the shoulder blades, feel how the eyes are moving as if to see what's on the horizon. Pull low belly down. Hand to roll, inhale, separate legs. Let the eyes gently lift away from the abdomen. Exhale, curling tailbone. Let the eyes just paintbrush stroke down toward the roll, toward the low belly, pull low belly down. That's great. Inhale, set the head down, bring the legs together. Exhaling, set feet down. Structuring our eye movement like this. I'm just going to keep track that one. Nothing feels headachy or straining or off-putting. Okay? And maybe we start to feel how the eyes connect richly and deeply with the spine, with our actual movement. What we're able to see informs how we move toward or away from it. All right, let's turn onto a side. We'll be working another round of Dolphin. So here's to us. Let's reset those elbows under shoulders. Reset forearms onto the ground. Inhale into back of heart. Exhale, toes curl under, knees press up, and here we are. Okay. So earlier, our first round of Dolphin, we'd been stepping down onto the back of our heel. Because that back line of our body from the heel connects all the way up to our brow, going over the optic nerve, the back of the neck, the back of the head. Okay. I just feel what it's like coming into this Dolphin a second time. Now sink that left heel down. Pardon me. Inhale, smoothly raise the right foot off the ground. And as you exhale, sense that right foot moving away from the hip. Good. Now, whether you're working with eyes open or eyes closed is perfectly fine. Just notice, sense the position of your eyes, the motion, the physical motion of the eyes. They kind of darting around, or are they locked onto some point like they're fixed or anchored? And we'll set that right foot down. And on this second side, when we raise the left foot up, let's take this inquiry a little bit further. If your eyes are resting on a point or a general vicinity, can you feel them softly anchored? And can you sense, since you're looking behind you, can you feel the horizon coming into your visual field? Can you let more of, it's probably your baseboard or whatever's you perceive as horizon in your room, can you let a little bit more of that horizon into your visual field? And just note how that, yeah, that's it, Susan, that's it. How that feels in your body. Good, let's set that left foot down. We'll set the knees down. All right. Let's press up to standing. I'm taking a wide stance, a straight-legged stance. Interlace hands behind back, feet active. Inhale. And growing the chest and the ribs up away from the hips. And exhaling, fold right between your legs. Let the eyes move smoothly. Notice how the body moves. When the eyes move smoothly, how does the body move? And there's one more fine point, more of an observation of mine. It's perfectly fine to let your eyes connect to a singular point in your environment, but then go that extra inquiring step and feel if the eyes are locked, like fixed to a point, or if they're softly connected to that vicinity. Sometimes when we lock our eyes onto a point and we fix it in a hardening way, we can kind of get that glassy fisheye feel. It's like we're kind of still vacant. We're not actually in our body as fully and richly as we might be if we had a more gentle visual connection. And when we bring the hands down back to the sacrum, we move into flank stretch from here. So release hands and bring the left hand over to the right ankle. The right hand can cap it in place. Feet still active. Inhale into left side, ribs and shoulder. And on the other side of that kind of fixed eye position is often if I feel a little fidgety in my body, there's probably a little bit of a visual fidget that corresponds. So our neurology, our whole nervous system can be expressed through how we move through our visual field. So let all of these movements and behaviors through your visual field just tune you into, oh, let me get a sense of my nervous system at this moment. Right? So for an example, let's switch sides and I'll tell us how I might put this into play. Flank stretch, right hand grab left ankle. So let's just say, for an example, I get a little bit kind of fidgety or a little bit wiry or hardened around this right side of my ribs as I'm breathing in this flank stretch. I feel my breath harden and I start to kind of weasel around in my pose. So maybe I'm not entirely comfortable. Where are my eyes at that moment and what do I feel my eyes doing? Wherever my eyes are, they're kind of darting in this little pocket of my visual field. I'll just start to notice what my eyes are doing as I connect to my breath. And I let my eyes soften and I let that visual little pocket soften and unfold. And I just keep noticing what's happening in my ribs or my shoulder. Release. Walk the hands centrally and let's heel toe the feet together, all the way together. We'll come up to standing. Let's go to the top of our mat and we'll move through some suns. Get a little heat going. Now visually, when we move through the suns, if we're kind of tracking this in a traditional way, we're looking primarily from sky to navel. So that's a big amount of visual paintbrush stroke. And that's really the only visual motion or stroke we encounter in these suns. So let's try it out. We'll go really soft. And again and again, if you feel a little disoriented or this starts to mess around with your head or your gut or your eyes, just keep a more horizontal eye gaze. Okay. So inhale as we reach the arms up. Lift your eyes with your hands. That doesn't mean you have to like crank your neck back, but my eyes are up at the 12 o'clock. And I exhale, we're folding. So just letting my eyes just very casually sweep down between the feet and even right between the knees. Inhale, step the left foot back, lunge. My eyes just kind of paint right up the center of my mat. Right up with the thumbs or the middle finger. Hands to ground, going right past the horizon. Exhaling the right foot back, lowering all the way down to the ground. Now when my belly touches, I keep painting right through the ground at the navel. Hands forward, inhale cobra. Going right up the middle of my mat to the horizon. Exhaling lower, painting right down the middle of the mat as I press back, right between my ankles. And as my head relaxes, I'm right between the knees. My head stays relaxed. And my eyes can even go to navel. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge. If you're getting a little wobbly, you can pause when your eyes reach the horizon. Hands to ground, exhaling, step the right foot forward into fold. Inhale, stand, draw the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Okay. Do 3 more suns. I feel confident that we're all quite familiar with this sun form. So let's keep doing some suns. And I just want it to be a little explore time so you can feel what your eyes are doing, how the eyes are moving. Okay. And so when you're ready, let's continue. You may discover there's entire swaths of visual field that we just miss as we're kind of blazing our vision right over them. And even though your eyes are moving from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, how much of that visual horizon actually enters in? There may be some areas that are quite vast, where a lot of the horizon, the visual horizon, may enter. And then you might notice there's some bottleneck areas where it's like we're rigid or myopically zeroed in, and we lose that horizontal softness. You can do this with eyes closed too. Looks like a few of us might just be finishing up. So just continue until you arrive at the top of your mat. No rush. There is no rush. There you go. Awesome. Chair. Inhaling, bend knees. Raise arms overhead, getting the biceps almost in line with the ears. Exhaling, fold forward. Straightening the legs. The neck relaxes. The eyes can pass right past the feet and right between the knees. Monkey. Inhale, collar away from lap. We'll set the hands down, exhaling, step or lightly jump back. Your pleasure. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Eagle and warrior two. Inhale, left foot forward. Press those feet. Reaching arms out to side. Exhaling, hook the left elbow over the right. And sometimes we steady ourselves in a pose, or visually, we get ourselves visually steadied. And just notice if you start to go the glassy-eyed route, or if there's actually horizon, periphery, coming into your visual field. So sometimes, I'm saying that because right about here in this eagle is sometimes where people get a little bit like daisy and kind of glassy-eyed. So you're letting that visual field breathe, breathing from the horizon right into the core. Exhaling from that core all the way out to the horizon. Reverse warrior. Inhale, unwind the arms. Exhaling, set the right hand down on the right leg. Raise the left arm. So that we're lifting and reaching. Feel this left hip bone. Floating away from that thigh. In our visual field is our nervous system. How we'll know the nervous system is if we can discover those moments where there might be a little warble or a tick or a sudden burst of emotionality or memory or these kind of artifacts. And just like we do in the body, when we find that little muscular warble, that little quiver, that shake, the invite is, can you become interested in that? Can I bring my breath into that experience? Inhale, take that left arm up and over. There's a triangle, straighten the left leg. For me, I shorten my stance a little bit. Exhaling, reach through the left hand, way out over the horizon. Setting the hand down. Right arm up. Now, even though for this, my eyes are kind of downish, somewhere by my foot or ground, I can still take in the peripheral. I can take in the room. I find there's a very strong correlation between when and where my vision narrows, becomes myopic or hardened, and when I've stopped listening and breathing. I find there's a very strong correlation to when the eyes lock up and when my life force locks up. So I'm letting my eyes and the visual field really breathe. Because our vision connects us to other. It connects us with our external, our internal to external. Bending left knee. Inhale, let's set the hands down. We'll do those 3 moves other side. Exhaling, chaturanga, step left foot back. Pulling the shoulders away from the optic nerve as we lower. Inhale, upward dog. Go eyes on horizon, or if you've done some other forms of yoga, you can move those eyes up toward the eyebrow. Exhaling, downward dog. Eagle, warrior 2, inhale, right foot forward. Arms reach out, and now exhaling, we go right arm over left. Keep letting the eyes breathe. Let the horizon breathe. And by letting the horizon breathe, right, that horizontal self-axis, heart, other, interconnectivity axis, letting that breathe. So I also find that where my eyes get trapped or where my vision becomes hardened, I've reduced the amount of connectivity with that, whatever that is. There's like a reduction of interconnectivity in that moment. And so part of that restoration and that resolve, how do I become a resolvent in this interconnectivity, is I connect to breath. And I offer that stasis can have the awareness and the liveliness sufficient to start to defrost and move again. Reverse warrior. Inhale, unwind the arms. Exhaling the left hand to the left thigh, the right arm reach up, lifting, side bending. Triangle. Inhale, bring that right arm up and over. We'll be straightening right leg. Slightly shortening stance. About 4 to 8 inches. Exhaling, reach through that right hand off, reaching all the way out to that horizon. And let's set that right hand down, raising the left. And wherever you settle with the eyes for your balance, can you feel if the eyes are fixed, myopic, hardened, latched, or are they softly connected and the rest of your visual field breathes? When our visual field breathes, don't you find there can be more beauty? Like we're walking through a more beautiful world? At least I feel the converse is true when my visual field isn't breathing. I tend to lack the sense of there being beauty, so I'm kind of playing it the other way. When the world is alive and breathing and you're interconnected in and with it, isn't there the sense of beauty in that? So maybe there's some mechanics to seeing and perceiving beauty, maybe. Bend the right knee, inhale, the hands down. Exhaling, chaturanga. Step the right foot back, and we lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, Interlock Warrior. Inhale, when we step our left foot forward. Exhaling the left armpit next to the thigh. Finding that inner connection. Left arm encircles left thigh. Oops. Right hand behind back. So right here, it's fine to use your eyes to keep yourself uprighted, but can that point in your visual field breathe? Is there periphery being breathed and incorporated into that steadying point? And then feel what happens to your body in the pose. Easy bird of paradise. So maintain the connection of the hands as you inhale the right foot forward. Okay. And there is an alternate. So if the interlock gets just a little too tangled, you can always do this alternate. If you have the ability to get the easy bird, go for it. Even if it's a little wobbly, big deal. We wobble, it happens. There you go. That's it, Susan. Do you need to see the alternate, Connie, or are you just a little, maybe it's just frozen there? Okay. All right, inhaling. Let's set that left foot down to the ground. Step the right foot back. And when we undo our hands, we're setting up for pigeon twisting toward the foot. So I place my right knee down. I walk my left foot over, lying the left shin down. There's basically this right angle in my left leg, which allows me to latch onto my left foot. And I'm moving my sternum over my left instep. I'll keep my elbows on the ground until I'm certain I can get my elbow past my foot. I say that meaning I don't love digging my elbow into my shin muscles unless you have a really good massage technique that you know you won't be bruising your calf and shin muscles. So right about here, you start to find your pigeon. Just take note, as you're breathing, are your eyes darting around? My sense is that a lot of us, we start to get kind of angular and darty. And what if, just go ahead and just gently relax the eyes in some vicinity and feel the horizon move into that area. Your eyes breathe. Does your pigeon breathe? Inhaling, unwind. We'll set the hands under the shoulders. Exhaling, let's step back, downward dog. Interlock. Inhale, right foot between hands. Feet steadied. And the right arm encircles the right thigh. Left hand behind back. Let your vision breathe. Easy bird. Inhaling, step the left foot next to your right foot. Two, standing. Okay. And once you do get a visual helping point, let that visual vicinity, right, let it breathe. So your eyes soften. And sometimes the visual, we're not seeing things as crisply. And that's okay. It's okay to have that soft, relaxed vision. Yeah. There you go. Inhale, set that right foot down, stepping the left foot back for a twisting pigeon toward the foot. I set the left knee down, walk the right foot over, set the right shin down. And we're using that right foot to help grow our ribs away from our hips. And not only beauty, but forgiveness. When I'm not forgiving someone, what I'm doing is holding them in a fixed visual frame. I'm refusing to see that they can grow and change. And where there's forgiveness, I'm allowing myself to see the currents and the changingness of other. So forgiveness is a lot to do with how I'm viewing other. Inhale, unwind, bring hands under shoulders. Exhaling, downward dog. Twisting warrior. Inhale, left foot between hands. This is a warrior one stance. Exhaling the right arm over the left thigh. Inhaling. When we unwind, I'm going to make a move for a wall. And just so you know, there'll be just a little bit of back and forth between the wall and our mat. So allow me to describe our next situation. Thus far, we have our left leg forward. Okay, so I'm going to just remember my left leg is the forward leg. And when we get to wall, using wall, I'm going to use that left knee draw toward left leg. Okay. Now it may just kind of move in the vicinity of my left arm, and that's fine. I might do a couple of these ekapada push-ups, if you will. So, item one is downward dog on the wall. From there, we can draw the left knee toward the left arm. We might do it 1, 2, or 3 times. So let's begin that. We'll just do one side. Please just do one side. I want to give the hands plenty of just rest between sides. So once you get into that downward dog on the wall, here's one more detail. Walk your feet up a little bit higher than that. A little bit higher than hip is a lot, it's helpful. And we're just moving the left knee. So as you inhale, let those eyes go smoothly right between the thumbs. And then when you get to a point where maybe you're holding it or that's as far as you can go, exhale, big push. Set that foot back to the wall. Taking 2 more breaths. And if you have it in you to notice what's happening to your visual field. Does the vision tighten? Is there a softness, a breadth to it? When you step down from the wall, if you want to remain nearby, that's perfect. Inhale the right foot forward, twisting warrior. Exhaling the left arm over the right thigh. And when we inhale, unwinding from that twisting warrior, now we do that other side. Those eka pada, one-legged crow, with the wall, pushes. So I start from that downward dog on the wall. And just a little detail, once I've stepped up, I walk my feet just a little bit higher. Now, our right leg moves. And simply step down to exit. Once you've stepped down, downward dog. Inhale, step left foot forward. Is that how we started? I feel like no. Yes, we start with our left foot forward. All right. We're working cassowary or archer plus ostrich. I'm getting a strap, and I'll have my right hand lower the strap to my left. In other words, right elbow up, left elbow down. So I'm in a warrior one-ish stance. And I'm letting this right hand just gently lift, like I'm lifting the arm bones up. I'm lifting the rib cage up. Now, as I start to breathe into back of heart, as we start to breathe into our back of heart, feel what happens in the eye and the visual field. Just notice if you got a little bit locked on to something, like a little glassy fisheye, or if it got really warm and horizontal. The quality of listening deepen or become more shallow. All right, now we hinge forward. This is the cassowary. So I bring my entire torso to the inside of my left thigh. Here, my neck may relax. And when we release, let that strap go. Inhale, hands to ground. Exhaling, chaturanga, step left foot back. Lowering. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So we'll set up that archer in warrior one. Inhale the right foot forward. The left hand, if you're using a strap, is lowered to the right. Left elbow up, right elbow down. So this is that horizontal axis. That axis where the horizon meets heart center. Where the heart center, as we contact heart center, is sensed, perceived, seen to be the entire interconnective horizon. Breathing that horizon in, right through the center of heart, the back of heart. Exhaling from that center of heart all the way out to horizon. That's vast. That's a big stretch, but we're okay. We're in yoga for a little stretch. Here's that cassowary. Hinge to the inside of your right thigh. When we release, inhale the hands to the ground, either side of right foot. Exhale, chaturanga, a step back, lowering. Inhale, upward dog. Let's complete this sun by exhaling into downward dog. Inhaling, stepping or lightly jumping the feet forward, monkey. Exhaling, fold, allowing the eyes to just travel elegantly right between the ankles, between the calves. And here's chair, bend knees, inhale, smooth eye motion up, either to horizon or thumbs, stand, exhaling, hands to heart. Okay. Now, when we lie back, do a little move here. So I am placing the loop around my right thigh. And I'm going to call, I've got a little bit of a cushion here. I'm putting just a little bit of a towel or a cushion between the strap and my thigh. Can you see that? The strap is by my right hip crease. I have just a little cushion, just so the strap doesn't feel like it's cutting into my skin. Sometimes the skin's a little more delicate. And I've slipped my other foot into the loop. You see that? My right leg is looped. Now, I grab behind the right leg. This is essentially a forward fold. So it's a fold, but if you have this strap up by the hip crease, as my left foot pushes the strap, I get quite an intensification of the fold. It will actually start to shift my thigh bone in a little different place in the socket. And I'll look here in a moment to see, yeah. I'm breathing into the low back. I'm also contracting my right quadricep, the top of my right thigh. If you find this is cumbersome or you're not really sure how this loop is effectively moving the right thigh bone, that's okay. We can do it when we're together and I can show us in person. And release. Okay. We'll do that for the other side. So just so you can see as big as possible, I've put my right foot into the loop, like I'm going to step on the loop like an accelerator. And I put the loop all around my left hip crease. Okay? Slide it all the way down. So as my right foot steps on the strap like an accelerator, I actually feel that pressure on the top of my left thigh. So now I have to grab my left thigh so it doesn't run away. And if you have some flexibility, of course, you can grab the foot, the back of the calf. And as I press my right foot strongly, I'll start to reposition that left thigh. Contracting those left quadricep, the top of your thigh muscles contract to straighten knee. We do a similar move in our abdominals when we use our hand to push on our leg. It kind of moves the thigh bone. This is an iteration of that, except I'm stepping on the strap to move my thigh bone away from my nose as my hands are still pulling it back toward my chest. And release for Shavasana. Anytime we work in a concentrated manner in one part of the body, like the head or the optic nerve or the neck, I like to give us some things to focus down in the sacrum. It's the other half of this fluid nervous system pump. Turns out this spinal fluid that's pumping from brain to tail contains all sorts of impressions. And there's an electrical component to these impressions. There can be visual components to this impression. And as amazing and unseemly as all of that is, we're still learning about cerebral spinal fluid. Visual electrical impressions in fluid. What a wild notion. And if this is so, may we choose to see beauty. May we choose to feel and to know the interconnectivity of us all. And when you're ready, Please bend knees. Turn to a side and press up. Namaste.